Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to see you all again and to present the new Prospex Marinemaster divers watches to you today. 2015 is the 50th anniversary of Seiko's first divers watch. During these 50 years, our contribution in this most difficult area for watchmakers has been unique because we have always aimed to create watches that serve their users in real-life situations. Maybe we should call it a 50-year tradition of reality-proof watches. This is the first diver's watch that Seiko launched back in 1965. At a time when a watch was something that you took off your wrist when you wash your face, it was a great achievement, and we were very proud of it. It was the first diver's watch ever made in Japan. But 3 years later, a letter from a professional diver struck us like a bolt of lightning. He explained that no diver's watch around was of any use to him. The diver worked in the oil and gas industry. The environment where he worked was extremely harsh. He manipulated heavy tools surrounded by rocks and metal in pitch dark, cold water 350 meters below the surface. In addition to the physical risks and shock and damage, he had to deal with the nasty problem of helium. So, we took up the challenge. Ikuo Tokunaga and a team of Seiko engineers started to develop a reality-proof diver's watch from scratch. It took them 7 years. Tokunaga reflected recently on what he and his team set out to achieve. A Seiko diver's watch should endure real situations deep under the water, however hard the conditions are. It should be the most reliable partner to the diver. 7 years of development finally gave birth to this watch, the 600-meter diver's watch. In order to be a real diver's partner in extreme conditions, it contained innovations in every aspect and involved no less than 23 world's first. It was so well conceived that the diver's watch standard ISO 6425 was developed with Seiko's own standard as its base. We made the watch case with a one-piece structure. That is, the case back and case middle are made of one single piece of metal, and the metal was titanium. This was the first time that any watch company had used titanium for a diver's watch. The benefit of one-piece structure is self-explanatory. It has one less possible influx route for water than the case with case back. And Tokunaga chose titanium because it is 40% lighter than steel. The second innovative idea was the adoption of the outer case, another world's first. It protects the watch when it hits hard objects underwater and keeps the bezel at the set position. The strap was also very innovative. It has the accordion-like shape, which later became a standard feature of divers' watches. 300 meters underwater, the water pressure makes the diver's wrist shrink by as much as 2 centimeters. Thanks to this special accordion-style design, our strap stays tight around the wrist at the surface as well as 300 meters down. The other important innovation concerned helium. The diver's watch is completely impermeable to helium thanks to the case structure and the special L-shaped gasket. Let me explain. The cells of helium used in saturation diving instead of nitrogen are so small that they can easily sneak into the watch case and cause the watch to fail when the gas expands. In fact, helium cells are 27 times smaller than nitrogen, so to keep it out of a watch case is a challenge. Other watches let the helium in and then out through an escape valve, which we saw as an unnecessary weakness. We preferred to solve the problem at source and prevent helium getting into the watch at all. Imagine it like this. Now, I am like a Seiko diver's watch with no helium inside. But if I let helium in, strange things can happen.
Would you want your watch to tell time like this?
I'm not helium impermeable, but rest assured, our divers' watches are. So that is where our divers' watch tradition started back in 1965. The new models that I am presenting now incorporate these superior specifications plus new developments that our latest technology makes possible. Here we are. This is our new Marinemaster 1000-meter diver's watch. The famous outer shell is now made of zirconia ceramic, which boasts 1,350 in Vickers scale. The new LumiBright stays bright 60% longer than current models. Let me remind you that the Seiko is the first in the world to use non-radioactive luminous paint back in 1993. We use an accordion-type strap, but this time it is made of silicone. It is much more comfortable on the wrist and lasts longer than a urethane strap. To us, this is the right use of silicone. The 8L35 movement uses MEMS escapement. This process produces components with extremely precise measurement and super flat surface. Its process is similar to that of silicone parts, but we at Seiko firmly believe that metal is more adapted material for watches. The watch is hand-assembled by our master craftsmen and women in our Shizukuishi watch studio. Last year, we put current production models with the same structure on the exterior hull of a deep-sea submersible. Let's see what happened. As you saw, it worked perfectly at more than 3,000 meters deep, 3 times the depth we claim. Another special model that we introduced this year is this 50th anniversary limited edition. It is limited to only 700 pieces worldwide. This watch uses the new 8L55 caliber, which we developed specifically for divers' watches. It is one of the very few high-beat divers' watches in the world. And this is a homage to our first 10-beat divers' watch that we introduced back in 1968. For longer durability and higher anti-magnetic performance, we use our latest alloy, Spron 610 for the hairspring. The escape wheel and lever are made from metal using the same MEMS process I mentioned. It has a high precision, durability, and lightness necessary for a high beat caliber. As I said earlier, we firmly believe that metal is the best material for precision components in watches. It has the appropriate viscosity indispensable in watch parts that endure constant shock and abrasion, and especially in diverse watches, this is essential. Hard silicon is precise and light, but fragile. This watch has a very long power reserve of 55 hours for a high-beat watch, thanks to the mainspring made of our own Spron 530 alloy. We use titanium as a case material, as we did with 1975 model for the first time in the world. The watch case is finished by our famous Zaratsu hand polishing technique. When you hold a watch, please admire the impeccable flat surface with clear ridge lines. The beautiful surface is protected by the super hard coating, thus the brilliance is kept intact for many long years. When you manipulate the rotating bezel, you will immediately feel the build precision. It has been made possible by the torque-controlled structure with 120 clicks around the case. Of course, this model is also hand-assembled by our master craftsmen and women in Shizukuishi Watch Studio. I hope that now you see how our two new models in Prospex Marinemaster series truly reflect our 50 years of tradition and innovative vision in diverse watches. The same vision is expressed in all our other Prospex watches and Seiko diverse watches, which we invite you to see on our stand here at Basel World. They are all reality proof. Thank you.